Or something at the piano.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. No, were you that night train came and sat in on one Sunday night, man?
Not with us.
Uh,
But you know what, man? I tell you something. I never heard musicians arguing out loud as much as I heard musicians arguing when I first went down to hear Brett at the bar spot. Just talking about, no, man, I'm practicing all these years, me playing that. No. The guy said, yeah, man, let me play, man.
oh yeah.
A back and forth that I had never seen or heard before.
Yeah, the whole community was divided.
Divided.
So John Lewis said he was a genius.
Yeah.
Miles Davis said he was a total bullshit.
Yeah.
Kenny Dorham didn't like him. Cannonball didn't like him either.
Right.
But they all kind of came around.
Come
a bit,
around.
didn't they? Yeah.
And you know who's also taking, I don't know if he was taking lessons, but he was visiting Winton.
With Marcelo?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Going
didn't
to
know.
visit Arnett.
Knowing
How he was thinking, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but see, what happens, though, I think, is that when a guy like that comes along, you'd like for him to go away, but you don't have to try to learn that shit.
Right.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you listen on it, just the heads, man, is enough to make you jump out of your seat. All of those lines, that's what I loved about playing with him. The guy asked me, well, did he explain to you the homologic theory? I said, that's a bunch of bullshit. Nobody, none of it. Charlie Hayden, Blackwell, Billy Hagan, none of us knew what on it meant by homologics. That was just his way of trying to explain what he did.
Right.
Because he didn't know how to explain what he did. It was all his gut level thing.
Right.
And I suppose somebody like Gunther Schuller might have tried to figure out how to give a name.
Yeah.
But I said, you can't. Some guys would say, well, I can. I said, no. This guy invented what that's his thing.
Right.
But he might not be able to say, well, actually it's physics.
Yeah, right.
The microtome versus the macaroni or something like that.
Yeah.
But he always felt like he had to have an answer
Right.
for the critics. And I said to him once, man, in fact, I had the same argument with Dewey Redman. Both of them were kind of defensive about the fact they didn't read music very well. Mm-hmm. Nor do it. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I don't know why you acting like this. And I said, people don't pay to hear you read music.
Exactly.
They didn't come to the club to hear you read music. You get somebody else to read for you.
That's right.
And they want to hear you play that horn, right?
That's right.
And in fact, that's what somebody said to Duke Ellington. Cootie Williams, man, he can barely read music, and he's so country and all. The Duke says, I want that sound.
Right.
There's only one Cootie Williams.
Right.
He said, a lot of times the other trumpeters had to show him his part.
Right.
He said, well, there's nobody else with that sound.
Right. Yeah. Well, I tell my students, I say, it ain't the music that's playing, it ain't the page that's playing the music, it's you.
Yeah, that's right.
See?
Oh, yeah. That's like guys would say, well, I want to get this horn, get that horn. I said, man, Miles Davis will take your horn and put his twist on it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. See, and the reality of it is the music came first and the rules came later.
Oh, how else? If you want to learn how to hit the ball like Tiger Woods,
There you go.
you watch him and then you write a book, right? Tiger Woods puts his tongue in his cheek when he's using the 3-iron.
And that's how
That's in the book, right?
Right.
You don't have a clue to what that meant, though, but you said, well, that's what he does,
Yeah,
so that'll make me hit the ball 250 yards.
That's right, Michael Jordan's tongue would hang out.
Oh, yeah. These are all these guys had these little, what do we call that, little idiosyncrasies, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know?
I saw him stand at the foul line looking at the audience and throw the basketball up and go in the basket. He didn't even look.
Yeah.
You know?
All these guys, after so many years, man, it's like I had an argument with students once. I said, you could give these guys a basketball and reduce the size by 1 inch and give it to them, and you'd say, I come from the book. What is this? What is this?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, well.
You know, the guy that John Carl and I had the first quartet, and the drummer was Buzz Freeman, you know, of the Freemans from Chicago.
Yeah.
What's his name? George was the guitar player, and what's the tenor player?
Vaughn Freeman.
Vaughn. Well, Buzz was the oldest of them all.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah. And you know, he was a tennis coach.
No, I didn't know that.
So he was one of the, for his age group, he was one of the 2 best in LA for a long time. He moved to Hawaii, and I think he died when he was about 78. But he said he trying to copy a Max Rose solo once about something. We finally got to ask Max about it. I never could get that thing over when you went clack. He's Max to him. I dropped the stick, man. I said, what? I've been trying to figure out how to play with that thing. He said, yeah. I was trying to do something and the stick flew off and hit something. And it sounded like something I played, but I dropped the stick and I had to really get another stick.
Yeah, Max
and I ruined my whole life here trying to figure out how to do that. Now you're telling me it was a freak.
Yeah, Max was very clever with those. I asked him one time, he had played at the, it was a Small's Paradise. No, Small's Club.
Yeah.
Up in Harlem. So after he played, you know, I said, damn, Max, you done played everything, man. Ain't nothing left. He said, yes, there is. I said, well, what? He said, there's a universe out there. Go ahead and find something.
Go find it.
Go find
right.
it. And that's what I did. You know, try to find it, man. Yeah,
you know, the first time I got a chance to play with Max, he and Philip Brown, who came to LA. This was like 1954.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Sonny Stitt playing with them.
Oh, okay.
And they had, I'm trying to think of who the piano player was, before they got Richie Powell.
I'm so tired.
Well, anyway, so there was Sonny Stitt and Clifford, Max, and the bass player's name was
George Morrow?
No, it was another George before George.
I think I know what you're talking about.
George
B with a B. Last name. Anyway.
But anyhow, they were auditioning guys around town. All the tenor players were lined up at some place to audition, and a bunch of guys, local guys, auditioned for the band, including Teddy Edwards and all. And they picked Harold Land. I thought they were going to pick Walter Benton. Big fat light-skinned brother.
Yeah.
He was a good player, but he sounded kind of like a mix of somebody like Coleman Hawkins and Bird on tenor. And I could hear them saying, well, that won't fit what Cliff is doing right now. But he was a good player and a good reader. But so on Monday nights at the California Club, you could come and they'd play the first set and you come and sit in. And so that two horns come and play with the rhythm section. It's George Morrow.
Right, I said George Morrow.
So it's another George Bledsoe.
Okay.
Right, that was the original bass player. Then they got George Morrow, he's from Pasadena. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, so when they reorganized, they're still in California because they were playing it down at the beach and all. And there was a place out in Hollywood called Zardy's. And they had a big jam session on one Sunday. And I got to meet Clifford. They played the first set, and then let some of us come sit in and play with him. And so I got up there and Max said, boy, young blood, what you want to play? And so Walter Benton was up there and said, Little Willie Leaps. I had just learned, I said, stomp it off. I had just learned it. You know how you get that 7/8 and put that needle down. And I was ready. And I said, okay, I've got some tips for you motherfuckers. They could have turned right around and said, God bless America. And I would have said, what's that? But I had that together.
Right, that's beautiful. Yeah.
I remember Max saying, okay, young blood.
Mm-hmm. I met Max when I was 11 years old, man.
Wow.
Now, I remember I was with Willie Jones. That's another story. And we was walking down the street, Gates Avenue. So Max is sitting up on the stoop, and I see about three or four, they had to be drummers, cleaning Max's ears. It was the old Oldsmobile, green and white Oldsmobile. And he's sitting up on the steps, and the cats is doing the cleaning and polishing. He said, no, you missed the tires. You missed the tires. I said, okay, Max. Because he was the guru. You know. So now them cats worship Bird. So if you played with Bird, you was in.
Right.
So that's, Bird's man.
Oh, yeah.
So, to a large degree. Other cats too, but Bird was the dude.
It was just like what people don't realize. Max brought something to the arena that enhanced what Bird was doing.
Right.
Another drummer, see, that had been Buddy Rich, they were taking it a totally different way.
No, totally right.
He was a good drummer, but he wasn't ready for what Bird was doing.
Yeah, but see, the cat that I felt was the pioneer of the bebop movement was Clue.
Well, I've heard that a lot too, man.
See, and then Max came, and Max was playing like the Emperor. Max did a lot of different kinds of stuff with that. And he orchestrated the music a little differently. But Clue was playing that Clip them out.
Yeah, that
bang,
top thing.
Pop the
Yeah.
see?
Oh yeah.
I got a record for you, man. I did a solo percussion thing. But I did the solo percussion thing with Clute and Milford and Moyer.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I first got with Clute, you know, so what happens is we open the studio. So I had asked Clute to make the date. So he said, okay. So then I said, well, everybody's going to play something. I said, what you want us to play, Clute? So they sit up. I said, okay. Click pop the bang, go pop the bang, go pop the big boop bop boop big as the bang. And they look at me. You play that? Okay. Boop bop the bang, go pop the bang, go pop the big boop go pop the bang.
Oh yeah. Bop shabam. Clute
Pop
them out.
the bang. Right. And he called that for his son, Laurent.
Oh yeah.
So it was AABA. And then we did that. And then we went down to it was the club on 2nd Avenue and 3rd Street. It was I forget the name of it right now, but Max was playing there that night. So we go downstairs, and then during the break, Max comes up, sees Clute, and they talk for a little while. So he said, Clute, what you doing here? So then he turns around, looks at me, and says, I'm working for him. That's my, I'm melting.
Oh yeah.
You know,
These guys were such. I mean, they were special.
special. Yeah.
You know, I heard Clute playing with that radio band in Europe that he played with for a long time. That French guy. You know, with a big band in Paris.
Yeah, so with an M, something like that. Marcel.
Something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And he backstage talking to him. Lots of guys were there, and so somebody said to him, you know, these white guys, they're trying to get you whatever, and he said, they ain't gonna ever get it. He's talking about guys saying, screw your shit, man, and
Right.
white guys are gonna get famous, you'll be back there. He said, they're not gonna ever get it.
Yeah, like I heard one white guy say, I wish that was your complexion. I said, yeah, in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
You know, you can blend. Anyway, man, here we go.
Went all the way back to the middle of COVID. There's this Korean woman who's doing a documentary on Bud Powell. She's been working on it for 10 years. She used to call me and say, I want to come by you and ask you what you thought of Bud Powell. And I told her I had heard Bud in person, especially in L.A. when he was not well.
Right.
But I heard him play, and I watched his demeanor all the time. And there's a lot of myth about shit that he did that people, and so we could never get it together. I can't think of her name now. But,
Well, here's one that you probably don't know. It was Bud was playing up at this place in the village, West Village. So I'm walking down the street, and I hear somebody playing the piano. So I said, "Who's that playing the piano?" So the person said, "That's Bud Powell upstairs." So I went up there. I had a snare drum with me. So I looked at him. So I said, "Can I play?" He said, "Yeah, come on." And then he was playing something like Nature Boy. And he was playing Nature Boy, but he was singing some of the weirdest shit I had ever heard. But he was playing Nature Boy on the piano.
Right.
See, so then when I left, I see this guy coming up the street with a trumpet case. So he says, "Is there any place to play some music around here?" I said, "Yeah." But Karl was upstairs. You know who it was? And I didn't realize who it was till later on. It was Freddie Hubbard.
Oh, wow. Now, I remember Freddie Hubbard told me you were the first drummer that he played with when he came to
That's
New York.
right. I gave him his first gig.
Yeah, right.
You know, Freddie was another chapter. I don't want to go on Freddie chapter.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know,
yeah, but he was a brilliant trumpet player.
he was a brilliant trumpet player.
I mean, he saw a different thing on the hard bop thing than trumpet.
That's
Took
right.
it to another place.
That's right. That's right. Because there's the way talk about the way he would play the changes and shit on it. But you know what he told me too? He said that he hung out with Sonny Rollins because he wanted to play the trumpet like Sonny, like the tenor saxophone players.
Yeah. I remember having a conversation like that, and we both were saying, you're not going to ever play the trumpet like you got to the tenor. Because the tenor is more flexible.
Right.
And whoever it was in the conversation said, yeah, man, the tenor is a keyboard. All you got to do is turn it like that, and you play the keyboard. The trumpet, you only got 3 buttons. That shit's not going to work on the trumpet.
Right,
You're going to have to lip all a lot of
right,
that shit.
right.
I remember somebody saying, you're not going to play the shit sounding around and play on the trumpet. But about 10 minutes, you do have to carry out on a stretcher. You know, Freddie Hubbard and I said, we talk about that, said, man,
Right.
you hear Sonny, man, after about 20 minutes, he said, no, we'd be dead. With that same notes,
Right.
you play that shit he just played,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
We agreed on that. You got to always like a boxer.
Yeah, right.
You and then you say, what round is this?
Right.
And where are we in this round? I got a minute left for this motherfucker to be beating my head off. You got to be thinking ahead, don't you? So Trump is the same thing with you. I don't even say anything to you.
Right.
You just thinking about how much lip do I have for this set.
Right.
And the tenor player, in fact, I told, now who was this? Charles Lloyd. We got into some. I said, you know Charles Lloyd.
Yeah, of course.
Man. Anyhow, I said a tenor saxophone is just a kazoo with a neck strap. That pissed him off. So I said, anybody can play a fucking tenor saxophone. It's just a kazoo with a neck strap, man. He never.
He never liked that. He never
liked
you for that.
that. Yeah, he was a good saxophone player.
Yeah,
I
he's a good
said,
saxophone
you're
player.
not gonna play the trumpet like that.
Right, right. Yeah, well, anyway, let's go across the street, man, because it's about,
Right?
yeah, something like that. No, I got it.
3:30. So it's 6:30 now, correct?
Yeah, just